degrees. Not bad, but that's what the weatherman said it was going to be. Believe me, I'm saying 24 degrees. Kind of worried though, because it got up to 22. Now it's slipping back, and there is rain on the forecast for a little later on this afternoon. Barbara is absolutely elated at that, because she might get a tanks filled. You know how it is for farmers, really. It is Friday, October 28th. Last Friday in the month too, by the way. That another month down. It's gone really, really quickly. So very, very happy to have everybody on board. I really, really am. In fact, let me do this.
Galaxy 107fm.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107fm, and today it's nice to be home. I travel around the world talking to so many different artists from all points of the globe. I really, really do. But from time to time, it is so nice to have a Kiwi accent. And today, we're heading to Christchurch. Yeah, believe me, it is nice to catch up with our very good friend, Ryan Neville. But in the meantime, let me tell you how happy we are to have you guys joining us. If you're going to watch it a little later on over on YouTube, you know what to do, right? No, you do. Serious. Sub, thumb, bell. Bingo. Why bell notifications when we have important people, much like Ryan Neville, and, you know, get thummy. Dare you. You like us a lot, I dare you. In the meantime, why not subscribe? Yeah, you know, when you're over there on YouTube, why not? Become part of the noise. That's the Galaxy family here at Galaxy, and it's growing exponentially every day. We're in every English-speaking country of the world, and so very happy to have you. And I tell you what, let me tell you how happy we are to be in association with Rise Up TV, Big Records, Sony Music, The Orchard, here with Galaxy.
Another indie artist interview brought to you by Galaxy 107fm in association with Rise Up TV, Big Record and Sony Music, The Orchard.
And right now, Kim King is watching. Oh, the Southern Outlaws is watching. Nice to have you on board, brother man. It really, really is. Today, I am elated. Let me tell you, good friend of ours, and we've known Ryan now for a number of years. We've shared a lot over the years as well. And I've got to say, welcome back, Ryan. It has been a dog's age. Where you been?
Hey, thanks again, guys. Good morning. It's always good to see you guys. As you hear me say, it's always a great day when I catch up with you guys. It's been lots of fun. And like you said, we have done quite a few of these interviews over the years, haven't we? We've sort of known each other for quite some time.
We have, and believe me, my bro, I am so humbled to have you as what I would call a friend. More than an artist, more than an interview, more than just somebody on a piece of plastic. You're a friend of ours, and I really, really appreciate your friendship.
Hey, that's awesome, and of course, as you know, right back at you too. Thank you.
I see John Pater's joining us as well. John, let me tell you how very, very proud we are of Ashley's new work. It is absolutely fantastic. I'm loving it, I really am. And looking forward to catching up with Ashley again, maybe in the near future. Now, Ryan, we're going to kick things off, done a little weirdly, but I know, with Midnight Train. We'll have a chat about that right after this. Here's Ryan Neville, Midnight Train on Galaxy. Bo Gregory is watching as well. Nice to have Bo Gregory along. Hey, Ryan, I see in the news that the Chicken Union has come out and said no more crossing the road.
No. Really?
Yep, unfortunately now they're taking Uber.
Fair enough.
Well, what sparked it is poor Brian, the last chicken to get hit. Well, let me put it this way. He made it to the other side.
He did? It took a second, but I know what other side that you now mean. Not the other side of the road, right?
It is what it is.
Brilliant.
Do you remember William Shatner?
Yeah, absolutely.
I see in the news this morning he's had to recall his lingerie line.
Why?
Here we go.
Shatner Panties isn't a good name.
He's naughty. Hi, John.
That's
Hi,
terrible,
Alice.
but oh so funny. Speaking of him, have you guys seen him do Rocket Man?
Yes, I have.
Wow.
Mm.
I'm not sure whether to laugh or cry. It was just interesting.
Yeah, that's about the same reaction I can give you too, my bro. Oh, my goodness. Elise Saunders is watching. Nice to have you on board, Elise. It really is. And Alice is going, well, am I? Yeah. Yeah. Laugh my ass off. Okay, mate. Having said that, Ryan, I think it was about New Year's Eve the last time we caught up.
Was it? In fact, you're probably right. Seems that felt like yesterday.
It does. It really does. The year has just flown by.
Definitely.
Isn't it just?
Please excuse me for a second. I'm an asthmatic. And
Oh, yeah? Oh.
yeah, I hate this time of the year because there's so much pollen and
Pollen. Yeah. Hay fever and everything else, eh?
yeah, I suffer badly from it. I really do. And
Oh,
strange,
that's not good.
strangely, me, you know, we're living in a place that's just surrounded by pine.
Ah.
That's a good move, Grant. Donnie Coulter's joining us. Nice to have you on board, Donnie. And also Juan Javier is joining us as well. Nice to have you on board as well. Now, I got to ask you, the last time we were really talking quite seriously about doing tours and everything, maybe a couple of years ago now, we were going to meet up here in the North Island, if you remember. And,
That's right.
And have a little bit of a knees up. Now, have you got any plans on actually coming back up this way and doing what you were planning on doing prior to the COVID thing?
Yeah, absolutely, and that is correct, Grant. We always, every time we meet, we talk about this, and I promise it all the time, and I'm going to say it again, I promise we will be up there. As with lots of things, didn't it? The whole COVID thing kind of did put a pause on those sorts of things, but we'll hope to be doing a festival up your guys' way early next year before we head off to the States, which will be great. So we're definitely coming, we do promise, and looking forward to having that catch-up.
You know, it's got to happen, and it will happen one day. In fact, I was talking to some friends of mine out of Gisborne. Their band is called Lazy 50, who has heard of you, literally, and they're doing a few shows in Rotorua over the festive season, the summer season, stuff like that. In fact, I think they're opening up for an Australian band called 1920, something like that. Believe me, these guys are great. They really, really are. And I would love to be able to introduce you to Kerry and the rest of the crew, because, you know, you never know what might happen.
Absolutely. This is what it's about these days, isn't it? It's, you know, getting connections, networking, and so on. So I'm always up for that. Cheers.
Exactly. Well, I tell you what, you know, bring your axe with you, and you know, it just happens with artists. It really does. You bring a tool or two, before you know it, you're writing music.
That's right. That's how it works, isn't it? And some of the best songs that come out of that, just on the spot. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Don Carlos Tasmore is joining us as well. Nice to have you on board, Don. Welcome back, brother, man. It really is. Now, I got to ask you about Midnight Train. Now, believe me, we opened up the show with that, and it is one of my faves. I've got to be honest, it's one that hasn't left the playlist in my car. So
that's always good to hear.
Why would I continue to love this track? Tell me a little bit about it.
So, Midnight Train, you know, as we may have said before, is in the blues we always talk about, and I laugh when I say this because it always feels like we've got this little tiny selection of subjects we can write about, and one's always a train. So I've done a few train songs, so I thought, what can I do to be a little bit different? But to me, a train is I've always loved the sound of trains. It's one of my favourite sounds. And it's the idea of, where, like a plane, I guess, like a car, it's the journey. It's where that train has been, where it's going, and that kind of thing. So, yeah, so it's just kind of one of those stories that came out of the enjoyment of the journey of a train.
Now, let's talk trains for a minute. What's your favourite kind? Do you go back to the old steamy jobs? Do you go to the diesel, or maybe even the bullet trains? Which one would you like?
Oh, that's a tough one, because I remember looking for footage for a video, and of course, blues is way back in the era. It was steam trains and things, right? So you do know how difficult it is to try and find steam train footage. So I guess we have to try and modernise blues these days. So the bullet train, I love the idea of that. The speed of getting from point A to point B, although in saying that, something's a little slow, you get to enjoy the journey a bit more. So that's a tough one.
Now I got another question for you. You got a bullet train, it's running north to south, 150 miles an hour. Wind is blowing south to north, 150 miles an hour. Which direction does the diesel flow?
Oh, wow. Right. I'll think about that. I'll process it. I'll look it up on Google and I'll get back to you.
Yeah, usually electric trains don't have diesel flow.
Damn, I knew there was a catch.
With me, there's always a catch. Richard Rich Cross is joining us as well. Now, Ryan, believe me, we really should catch up again before the festive series. It's only, 50 odd days away until Christmas time. Not that far away from the turn of the year as well. We'd love to be able to catch up with you again before then. So I'm just wondering, anything new coming out very shortly?
Yes, in fact, we have a brand new CD due out January. We've been releasing singles through most of the year, and it's so new, in fact, I haven't even named it yet. So that's how new it is, but it's definitely coming out in January, and we're very excited about it, as we've been busy this year writing as many tracks and hand-picking ones that we think would work best for next year's 2023 tour. So very excited about that.
Absolutely fantastic, and when you get a name for it, let us know. Let us be able to promote it for you, will you?
Absolutely, thank you again. Actually, Grant, I remember you had a really good name for me last time. Was it Radio Hits or something? You remember you named a couple for me.
I'll have to remember that one. I really will.
There was really good names.
Oh, believe me, I'm good at pulling names out of the hat. Literally, I am. Usually I never pull my own, that's the only problem. Alice Walker, nice to have you back, my brother, man. It really is. Now, one fine day. Gotta say, bro, I wasn't expecting this. This is something a little different from you. Not only is it a cover, but it's a different kind of feel to the song itself. Tell me about why you adapted this particular track.
Okay, so one fine day, and that is true. It is something very different that I haven't written that style before. I guess like a lot of things, different music I was listening to at the time. It is what I tend to struggle with a little, but I do enjoy the love songs, the ballads, that kind of thing. So it was just, I thought, time for me to write something like that as a contrast to things like Midnight Train and so on. And of course, we've been fortunate this year to be, releasing all our songs through with Jorg at MX Pro Records in Germany. So it was just another one that I thought was a great one to put out there and release. Yeah, something a little bit different and unexpected.
I'm so happy you're working with Jorg.
He's been fantastic. We really enjoy working with Jorg. A fantastic guy. He's an amazing guitarist himself, and works very hard at what he does, and does a lot for us. So we're very much, respect to be on his record label. Very
cool, bro. That is fantastic. Did you see that he went to Norway and hooked up with Tim Steinreich and, of course, Gear and the Viking Queen, all the usual suspects over there as well. Had a ball, apparently.
I would have loved to have been amongst it. It was just, bad. I would have loved to have joined them. It looked like so much fun.
Believe me, I wanted to be there as well, but, there is certain things I've got to do, which basically means I've got to stay here and work.
Me too.
But in the meantime, let's take the pleasures in that fact of being here and working. Let's listen to Ryan Neville and the Midnight Blues Band, One Fine Day. gosh. It's hot.
Was it New Year's that we spoke last? Jeez, like I said, it felt like yesterday.
Yeah, it does. It really does. Believe me.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's not only a bad thing because it's been so long, bro. You know, the froth on the beer's gone a bit funny. But at the meantime, it means that you've been doing something that's making the year go fast. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's been a crazy year, hasn't it? I mean, everyone I know is saying it's been just an odd year, hasn't it?
It really has been. It really has been.
Yes.
Keisha Martin is joining us. Nice to have Keisha Martin. Hello. Welcome back to Galaxy. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Believe me, bro. I was looking at Barbara's Facebook page the other day. You know, she's got over 8,000 followers.
Wow. Hey, really? That's very impressive, isn't it?
Well, compared to my two.
yeah, same.
Yeah, well, both of them, but the problem is both of them are my phones.
I see. That's a lot of people having 8,000 friends.
Oh, I just said they follow her. I didn't say they were friendly. Dear. I tell you what, though, she went home the other morning. She texts me and she goes, "I've got a surprise sheep in my backyard." I went, "Really? Have you?" "Yeah, she's got a lamb." You know, I'm thinking, now how's that possible?
Yeah.
I mean, she's got lots of sheep. I will admit that, but I didn't think she actually had a ram.
No, he died.
Oh, that's unusual.
Yeah.
But one of the babies wasn't doctored.
Oh, one of the babies wasn't doctored
No,
from
it's
last
all
time.
Chris's fault.
Oh, it's all Chris's
Last
fault. Oh, I
year's,
see.
yeah. Hubby's fault.
Yeah, so that was rather amusing. I tell you what, though, the work that her and Chris did over at my place on the property is just phenomenal.
Oh, that's good.
You know, she's not just a pretty face.
Absolutely. Well, that's cool. I've got about 3 trees that I need to do the same to. They're getting way too big. So if you guys are down next, you're welcome to come over to my place.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
She
we'll
might
chop
go
it
down with her
and
son.
You can clean up the mess.
Yeah, oh, she
Yeah.
says she'll chop it down, you clean up the mess.
We are intending to go to, where did Pete go?
Where did Pete go?
Yeah.
He went to Christchurch.
Yeah, but the suburb. I can't remember.
Not sure. Can't remember the suburb.
We're going to visit, so you never know.
They're going down to Christchurch at some stage, so you never know, bro.
Well, excellent. And we, make sure that you say hi when you're down, because I'd love to catch up. As I said, we've been meaning to catch up with you guys forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a few
Anyway,
years.
we'll wrap this up, but don't go anywhere, bro. We'll do some funny stuff. You know, Ryan, and it's been remiss of me, ever since we've actually spoken, I haven't done this before, is I want to give a shout out to Emma Rose, Sandra Wilson, Warwick Hounds, and also Nick Robertson, aka the Midnight Blues Band.
Absolutely. Thanks for that. As I said, it's been really good. I said we missed catching up with you guys, so we were talking about before, weren't we, that we must fly up to see you guys and have a beer or two and enjoy listening to some music and so forth. So we'll definitely be coming up to see you early next year, we're hoping.
Well, I'm all about listening to music. I'm not quite sure about the so forth, though.
Yeah, that's always a concern, isn't it?
Well, it's like the black hole. Once you go in there, you're not coming out the same way.
That's right.
Especially with me concerned anyway. Ryan, we are going to have to wrap it up right now. I'm loving the gear in the background too. What's the name of the desk you got there behind you?
So this is my my home studio. I've been lucky to kind of collect a bit of gear over the years. As I've said, I'm a bit of a gear freak. So the mixer behind me is a Bayringer desk with Neve and API channels through it. So Yeah, it's my favourite room of the house,
Yep.
as you can see. So I'm always in here.
Believe me, bro, I fully understand. Toys, that's all of me as well. Love Bay Ringers. Have quality, absolute quality. They really are. So good stuff. But in the meantime, don't go anywhere just now, Ryan. In the meantime, folks, let me tell you here, happy we are to be able to be in association with Rise Up TV, Big Record, Sony Music, The Orchard, right here with Galaxy.
Another indie artist interview brought to you by Galaxy 107 FM in association with Rise Up TV, Big Record and Sony Music The Orchard.